This film provides you with important information and guidance concerning your safety and health. So please, watch and listen carefully. Here are some key points to remember. Safety shoes or sturdy covered footwear with good tread condition must be worn on the helicopters. Open-toed sandals or flip-flops are not allowed. Baseball-type caps or hats and shorts are also not to be worn on the helicopters. Helicopters are noisy, so please use the hearing protection provided to protect your hearing. DPC requires you to wear both earplugs and muffs for added hearing protection in the helicopter. DPC does not transport any hazardous substances on its helicopter flights. Smoking is forbidden in and around helicopters at all times. Mobile telephones, pagers, and other electronic equipment can interfere with helicopter electronics and must not be used either in or around the helicopters. Make sure all of this equipment has been declared and surrendered if you have not already done so. Do not carry small loose articles or objects that could be dropped and damage the helicopter or injure someone. Upon the completion of the helicopter safety film, the helicopter landing officer will inform you of the estimated time of departure. 10 minutes prior to this time, the helideck team will escort you from the lounge to the waiting area below the helideck. Please carry your own baggage. Whilst waiting, pick up and use the hearing protections provided and remain seated until you are handed a life vest to wear and are directed to board the helicopter. Approach the aircraft from the front in view of the pilot. Keep clear of the tail boom and helicopter rotors and place your baggage adjacent to the skid for an attendant to stow safely for you. Do not touch the small tubes at the front of the helicopter as they get hot and are easily damaged. Always walk to and from a helicopter with your shoulders down, head down, and eyes forward. Never walk behind the horizontal stabilizer, underneath the tail boom, or raise your arms above head height. Moving helicopter blades are extremely dangerous. Use the boarding strap to assist you to climb carefully into the passenger cabin. Don't use seats or seat structure to assist getting in or out of the cabin, or use the protruding float as a step. If you need assistance, please ask for help. When seated, adjust and fasten your seatbelt, making sure that the straps are not twisted and that the catch is easily accessible. Check that all fellow passengers are seated safely and correctly as well. Use the hearing protection provided. An experienced English-speaking passenger will sit directly behind the pilot and use a headset radio to effectively communicate with the pilot by using this button to transmit. A thumbs-up signal will be given to passengers by the headset passenger upon confirmation of all safety checks with the pilot and takeoff. All passengers must also note the location of all escape doors and push-out windows. LED illuminated strips are fitted around these windows for your safety. Life rafts located on both sides of the cabin near the doors. The first aid kit located between the pilot and co-pilot seats. Fire extinguishers behind the co-pilot seat and another to the right of the pilot seat. Air sickness bags and safety briefing cards in pockets on the wall above the life rafts. Throughout your flight, remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and do not change seats during flight or attempt to open any doors. Do not smoke or use any electronic equipment. All passengers must notify the headset passenger immediately of any problems. If technical problems require one of the aircraft's twin engines to be shut down prior to a run-on emergency landing, the pilot and headset passenger will brief passengers of the problem. Before touchdown, all passengers will adopt the brace position. The helicopter will land with a moderate forward speed and may slide for up to 30 to 40 meters before coming to full stop. Keep your seatbelt fastened until directed to disembark. Once the aircraft has stopped, the co-pilot will open the cabin doors and direct all passengers to disembark towards the front of the helicopter. It is highly unlikely that any Aero Gulf helicopter will need to ditch at sea. However, it is good safety practice to be aware of all emergency procedures, and particularly your UIT water survival training. Follow the guidance of the pilot and headset passenger at all times. Adopt the brace position if instructed that there is a possibility of an emergency landing. If forced to land on water, the aircraft's emergency floats will inflate to keep it afloat. This inflation is noisy, so don't be alarmed. It is normal for a small amount of water to enter the cabin, so remain calm. The floats inflate high up the outside of the doors, so do not open a sliding door as it could puncture a float and cause a helicopter capsize. Instead, use one of the 4 emergency window exits ways shown here. Upon landing safely and instructed to do so, remove your shoes and push out the emergency exit windows where marked clearly. When instructed to, carefully launch the life rafts by unstrapping them and maneuvering them out of the open window and dropping them over the float. Once the raft is in the water, pull the attached rope to inflate the raft. Never inflate a raft or your life jackets inside the helicopter cabin, as this could prevent you from escaping or damage the equipment. Inflate your life vest immediately after getting out of the cabin. To inflate your life vest, pull down on both of these red tags. These manual inflation tubes help you to top up with more air if needed. They can also be used to deflate the vest. Pull this small tag to start the light. If you can do so safely, transfer directly into the life raft from the helicopter. If you must get into the water, inflate your vest, enter the water, and swim towards the raft. Use the side chutes to help you get in. Raft passengers shall assist passengers to get on the raft. There is further survival equipment located in these rafts. If a partial or full submersion occurs during an emergency landing at sea, remember and follow the specialized UIT water survival training procedures. Ensure your seatbelt is tight, your life vest is secure, and brace for impact. On contact with water, remain calm and sit upright. Once submerged, reach out and push the emergency escape windows. Then, release your seatbelt and exit through the open window. Swim clear of the aircraft and then inflate your life vest. If practical, obtain and use the life rafts from the aircraft. If that is not possible, keep your group together. Please remember that any emergency situation is highly unlikely. When you land in Dubai, the doors will be open for you. After the OK is given, disembark from the helicopter, keeping clear of the tail boom and helicopter rotors. Do not remove your life vest until you have walked back to the DPC security transport area. Do not attempt to get your baggage, as it will be collected and transported for you. Remove your life vest back at the security check area and hand it back to the attendant. Wait for the attendant to arrive with your baggage and any other equipment. Sign for receipt and collection of your mobile phone, pager, etc. Proceed to the DPC vehicles for transportation from the heliport and Dubai Airport. You must fasten your seatbelt whenever you are using DPC transportation vehicles. You will be transported back to the airport security gate, where you will need to reproduce your green security pass before being authorized to exit the gate. Carefully follow all requirements and guidance in this film and discuss any further questions with a DPC supervisor. Enjoy a safe, enjoyable, and incident-free flight and visit to DPC. Until we see you again, and remember, our work is never so urgent or important that we cannot take the time to do it safely.